Yo, it's good. It's a great architect.
Down to the butterfly.
You watching Heritage Hip Hop? Click that subscribe button. Turn on post notifications.
Yes,
all
sir.
that. Smash that like button. You feel me?
Peace and blessings, everybody. This is Karel for Heritage Hip Hop, and if you don't know me, forget y'all. I got two people right here who not only are growing the sound of New Jersey hip hop, they're making statements in their music. Tell them your names.
I'm a great architect.
Down to the butterfly. We
And yo, we about to have some fun. Normally when you do interviews, people ask you, what made you start rapping? Or what made you do this? Or why did you do that? I really don't care. Because you're doing it already. So I don't want to know what inspired you to the end. I'm going to start y'all interview in the middle. When people make music, it's to capture the essence of the times that they living in. What are you expressing in your music and why do you do it?
Who want to go first?
shit. I'll go first. I think our music. Well, I can speak for myself. A lot of my music is very introspective, and it speaks from like a lot of personal shit that I experience, that I know like a lot of other people experience. I know I get a lot of people that tell me like yo, you say this shit, and that's like some shit that I was thinking. Like I hear that like a lot, but it's really just some stuff that I think about that I kind of put in the songs, and it's also kind of speaking to like what the times are or shit that I studied from like the past type shit.
Yeah, I think that's like kind of the thing that ties us together, because like the whole like we go by sub-mind when we rap together, and that whole idea is about like self-awareness. So like like I came up with this idea of sub-mind in like high school at some point, and the concept was to enter your sub-mind, which is to like be aware of like yourself at like a subconscious level. So it really just became like a practice of self-awareness, and I feel like we both make music that's like extremely self-aware, self-critical, and then like criticizes society through that, you know.
But also criticizing ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
As people that exist in society.
I feel that because your generation of hip hop, I'll just call it anime generation. It's colorful.
That's a great description.
It's feeling. It's eccentric. You know, people go crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what makes y'all different, and your sound necessary. See, people like to say bullshit, like, pardon my language. You're unique. Everybody's unique, but are you necessary? See, that's the key. And me, Heritage Hip Hop is not about music. It's about you. What do you think is the main message you want people to hear from your music that maybe they're not getting everywhere else?
That's a great question. I would say just like definitely the concept of the sub-mind thing, of looking kind of deeply into yourself and finding the issues within yourself and kind of, you feel me, working on them, getting through them. I think that's definitely like a big thing I feel like people still miss through our shit, that hopefully people catch on over time.
Yeah, I feel like it's not really like a specific message, more so like
A lot of different messages.
Yeah, I feel like it's mainly the ability to like to look at yourself and be like, yeah, I don't know, like I'm pointing out problems. I feel like I point out problems with our generation, our society, with myself specifically. I feel like it's kind of a reaction to like, cause you know we came up into like a whole bunch of like woke, you know, rap stuff, conscious rap. You feel me? We was into that whole lane, but like
our whole like shit when we was coming up was like TDE, like Pro Era. Like I remember Pro Era came out and that shit was some shit. Like the first song I heard about them was like Survival Tactics, and that was definitely one of the first times I'm hearing niggas talk about like chakras and like conspiracy theories and those types of things. And that's something I've been thinking about like a lot recently. Like that energy I feel like is missing from like rap, to where like you'll hear a song and you gotta look this shit up, and then you feel me. It's like a I'm trying to think of the right word. Kind of like a wormhole where you can find all this type of like information. So I think that's like a big part of it.
I get that from y'all, because y'all remind me of like comic book characters.
Yeah, they just,
Nah, and it's not because y'all either look funny, or you're animated. It's not that. No, because we people to take offense to it.
yeah.
I think of y'all as comic book characters because the best stories are the comic book characters you relate to. Like, I'm a DC Comics fan. DC Comics sucks. All right? But the main hero that came out of DC Comics that everybody related to was Batman.
Yeah.
Because it was the death of his parents that pushed him to be great. With Marvel Comics, it's the human element that makes you relate to Peter Parker, picked on in school, came up to Spider-Man, or Miles Morales. He's black and he's Puerto Rican and he's finding himself in a racist society and he has powers. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, say what you're gonna say, because you got something. Go ahead, what you gonna say?
I'm just thinking about your anime generation comment, right? I think about anime villains a lot, and how like a lot of anime villains are like anime villains are never just on some, oh, I want to destroy the world because I hate stuff. You know, like they always got like a story of why they ended up that way. And you don't want to be like, okay, it's okay to be evil, but like you understand where, and then it's like that contradiction between like being good and having like good motives. I feel like that's how I'm self-critical. Like I like will take the role of like the villain in a verse to like highlight an aspect of society, whether it be like related to benefiting from a country that, you know, imperialized the entire world, or whether it has to do with masculinity and
that's
like
a lot of
how
what
that
is too.
yeah, yo, that one.
It's funny how this interview worked, because that's what I was going to say. That the reason why even everybody loves Marvel and they can relate to the heroes, I like DC because I like the villains. Because the villains are the people that force you to look at society. And that's what your music did to me. When I listened to the music, it wasn't, okay, I got a dope beat and I got some lyrics. It's, damn, what did I walk away with? And that's the key to great art. Great art doesn't give you a moment, it gives you a feeling that you walk away with. What were the feelings that you cultivated to become artists? What made you go into that lane?
I don't know. When I first started like rapping, it was from part of it was like just thinking, oh, it'd be cool to rap, you know. But when I listened to Joey Badass in the song Daily Routine specifically, and he's talking about like something like aspirational, you feel me? Like I'm like, all right, this is cool. And I'm always, I don't know, and I think it's partially what I grew up on, which is like looking at like a whole bunch of spiritual shit, because my mom is like real spiritual.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah, I think she influenced how I look at society a lot, because she's always like critical of society and all that, you know. I don't know.
That's it.
I definitely feel that. I would say like shit. Just like I started rapping definitely like the same way. Like just kind of rapping to rap. But like over time, cause I was into like the most popular rappers, you feel me? Like Drake, Wayne, whatever you say.
Mainstreamer. Okay.
And then I started finding more artists that were kind of more underground, but were saying shit. Like I found like Cole, like how you say, like I found Pro Era, I found Kendrick, I found TDE, all these artists. So I'm like, alright, Drake is like the peak of rap. But then I find like Kendrick, I'm like, what the fuck? Like niggas like this exist, like it's just crazy. Just like the stuff they saying, it really makes you look stuff up. And it gives you like it's like a feeling, you feel me? A feeling that you can't really, I guess, like explain or describe.
That's dope, cause just like comic book culture, you have Marvel and DC, and they're both trash. It's the people who are independent that capture the essence of the people. And what you bringing up Pro Era was for your generation the people's champions. I mean, rest in peace, Capital Steez. Capital Steez, when he passed away, that was a blow because he was nice and he had a message. Remember the one he had about buying guns because the government's coming? I listen. Yeah, he did his thing. And then with Joey Badass, we listen to Waves, and it's like, damn,
Waves
putting it out there, right? But even Kurt Knight put some things out there that made you think about society and your place when you're around in the world. When you think about the world, you think about what it is that the world makes you feel so you can reflect it in your music. Why do you think it's important to reflect the world when you rhyme instead of just making some songs about anything that people may catch?
I feel like there's a responsibility. I feel a responsibility to like specifically with the things that I'm like perpetrating, like
the flaws that you have type shit.
Yeah,
because
like,
we talk about that type of shit a lot, like the idea of like misogyny, for an example, and how we all kind of exhibit like traits of that, whether it's like mild or whether it's like extreme. So it's like, I feel like the way we express ourselves in the music is like our everyday life. Like we'll talk about this shit like, yo, high key, I be doing this shit and this is kind of wrong, but you're willing this way. And then you put it into like the music. But also like how he's saying like, especially recently, I've been like real more called to put even more shit into the music. Like I like listening to like Royce da 5'9" and shit.
The Allegory, you like that album?
Like that's just crazy. Like hearing just the type of shit he talks about, like him talking about like MLK getting killed in like the hospital, opposed to getting you feel me, dying when he got shot. Like that type of shit. I feel like people don't carry those types of like lessons through their music. And I wouldn't necessarily say I'm trying to teach people, but
on the point of teaching, I was going to talk about how like hip hop has always been like sort of educational.
Big facts.
I think the way we do it though is like a reaction to like a more recent thing where like preachiness is like frowned upon, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like it's like, I'm not saying this is like a good thing, because like you shouldn't stop like educating people because like preachiness is looked down upon, but I feel like it was getting to me, and I feel like that's when
that transition.
Yeah, that's when it became more like intentionally like implicating the self in it rather than because it was always about self-awareness, but like at a point I'm like, alright, I'm gonna not be preachy because that's not like cool, you feel me? Like,
and I feel like it also comes off hypocritical as well.
Exactly.
Because if you're just preaching and you're not talking about ways in which you're fucking up,
it feels dishonest.
And not only on top of that, I feel like our generation, like we grew up on like artists like a Kanye, but that's all his music is, or like a Kendrick, where he's saying like he's not trying to teach anyone. That's how people like choose to consume the music. But really, he's just saying like, these are the things that I go through, and this is what it is. But it serves as a reflection of society, because you feel me. It all has to do with like systemic racism, with like the places you grow up in. You feel me? So.